While fishermen and shrimpers are facing many of the same challenges livestock producers face. Well, Chip Carter made a recent swing along the South Carolina coast to find out more.
I'm on St. Helena Island, South Carolina. I am at CJ Seafood. This is a lot of history sitting here.
My dad was a shrimper, so I grew up in a commercial fishing family. And he started as a teenager, and him and his brother started their first business in 1970, Reaves Brothers Seafood at Holden Beach, North Carolina. So we're kind of celebrating in 2020 50 years from when my dad started his first dock and working waterfront back in the day. You know, one of the things that we still remember with some of the newspaper articles is from our boats to your table. And that's kind of the farm-to-table kind of concept, but it was 40 years ago. It was like ahead of, and nobody had really heard of farm-to-table, but, so my parents was from our boats to your table. In the 90s, the industry, due to imports and, dumping imports, and then the fuel prices of the early 2000s, it got it very difficult to make a living shrimping. So late 90s, early 2000s, we diversified. So between the shrimping, the oystering, we also have our own crab boats, and we also went from wholesale to retail. So that's kind of how Sea Eagle Market came into part of our family history. In 2007, we bought an established market. We really are about keeping South Carolina seafood in South Carolina, which we believe each state should take pride in what's produced in each state, and keeping that food here should give it its greatest value, It
also keeps those dollars in the local economy too.
Right, it turns over and over more times, but it's a smaller footprint. Why should stuff be trucked to the Gulf or trucked to the Northeast and processed there and then come back through a big box store? But 90% of what's consumed in the United States is imported. So we're 10% of the U.S. market is domestic seafood. So we really have had to develop niche markets to survive.
They say a bad day fishing beats a good day working. How does that work out when fishing is your work?
Yeah, well, it means it's a good day every day. If you love what you do, they say you ain't never worked a day in your life. So it's hard work, but we really do. I personally love what I do, and I'm thankful to be able to get up in the morning and go to work.
There are a lot of fish that are endangered species, but you have to know that fishermen are endangered species too. Near Beaufort, South Carolina, I'm Chip Carter from SoutheastProduceWeekly.com, reporting for RFD-TV.
Well, South Carolina seafood production has declined from a high of around $75 million worth in the mid-1980s to only about $25 million today. Of course, you can catch another update from Chip and Southeast Produce Weekly tomorrow morning. That'll be at 10 Eastern on the Market Day Report.